Are you planning to sell your home in the near future? Regardless of season or market conditions, remember that you only have one chance to make a good impression. What are the 5 significant things that you can do to prepare your property for sale? Let's talk to a real estate expert, Jay Banerjei. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here, Molly.
All right, Jay. So if somebody is looking to
Sure.
sell their property in this new year,
Sure.
what are some of the things that they can do or you recommend that they do?
Well, I recommend 5 things. Starting out, you must remember that you only get one chance at making a great impression, as you mentioned.
We know that people usually make a decision
That's right.
in the first 1 or 2 minutes.
That is correct.
So you have to capture their attention
That's right.
at that time.
So make it memorable for all the right reasons. So mark your calendar and set your listing date way in advance to help you anticipate, plan, and prepare to sell your home.
Right. Real estate market has become a lot more complex
Correct.
than it was before.
Correct.
So preparation, what I'm hearing you say, is absolutely vital.
That's correct.
Right? So if you're not prepared, right, then we may lose
That's right.
the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Right? And that can sometimes cost people money.
So you have to prepare. In that preparation, the process of changing your home has a lot of moving parts and needs a coordinated effort by a team of experts. We have played the role, and more than a role, we have played the part of the real estate agent in this team. But here's what I'm going to say to you. Think real estate agent, think lender, think lawyer, think home inspector, think trades, movers, the list continues.
Right. So a lot of times when it comes to selling or buying a home, people only think about the realtor, right? But there is a huge team of experts that facilitates in making that transaction happen, right? So if you are an experienced buyer or a seller who's done this, several times, and a lot of you have done that, and you've done that really well, and so you have a lawyer already, or you already know how to negotiate rates with the banks or stuff like that. You may know the system. But if you don't know or are looking for better people, your realtor is a very good resource for you, because being in the industry, realtors know good lawyers, they know good mortgage brokers, they know good lenders, they have access to some of these great professionals that they would be happy to refer to you.
Absolutely. The next thing would be to repair and replace. When you're planning to sell your home, assess its conditions and make repairs before listing.
So important, right? I remember when we used to show properties in years gone by. Sometimes we used to go to places that were like in despicable conditions.
That's right.
Right? And so, with clutter everywhere and the house smelling and, all kinds of things. So when you put your home on the market, you have to look at your property through the eyes of the buyer, the potential buyer. You have to detach yourself. Of course, it's been your home, right? But you have to detach yourself from that property, because that's the way the buyer is going to look at your home.
That's right.
Right? So invest some money into renovating it or updating it, because that is what is going to cause your home to sell.
Dry walls, stained carpets, burnt out light bulbs, and other minor damages can be fixed easily, and they will not break the bank. Left unprepared, it can just offend people coming in, because sometimes the lightest thing, the most inexpensive item of paint and brighter lights can turn the buyer off.
Right. And when you decide to do these repairs, always talk to your realtor first, because they can help you, right?
That's correct.
Otherwise, you may begin to do renovations and start to invest money, which may not necessarily have to,
That's right.
right? So again, your point of contact is your realtor, and always keep them in your corner. They're experienced. They know what will cause your home to sell, right? And then they probably also have good contacts
That's right.
with people, handymen or renovators, depending on what is required. Then you can take advantage.
And that brings
that.
me to point number 3. Our clients, as you know, always call us, and this is for you to do as well. Our clients call us 3 to 6 months before they're actually going to sell, and they ask us to get comparables on the property. So you can call us, and if you're far away, then you call the realtor that you're working with in your area.
If you don't have
If you don't have one,
call us.
That's right, call
and
us.
we will find you one.
Absolutely.
We have a network of top professionals in the industry all over Ontario.
Yes. And the realtor will do a comparable of similar properties that have sold in the same time frame and that are also very similar in feature, size, and number of bedrooms. That gives you an idea to make sure that you price your property competitively to get the most number of buyers into your home.
I know. So we should do a separate show on the strategy of pricing. But right now, I think it is important to make a quick mention that it is absolutely vital that you price your property competitively. Let me explain what I mean by that. Is everybody wants to get more money. Everybody thinks my home is better, right? Everyone does that. I am also one of those people. So, right? Everyone thinks like that. But as I said, you have to detach yourself from your home when you're selling your home. And so you have to put yourself in the shoes of the buyer, right? And a buyer is going to go out and look at your home, look at many other properties or similar properties in the market, and then decide. Now, if your home is, has similar features than the other properties on the market, and you're asking more than them, well, guess what's going to happen? Realtors will use your price to sell other properties. So you will cause other homes to sell in the neighborhood, and that will only cause frustration for you, right? You want to be the first one to sell.
That's right.
You want to, talk to your realtor about pricing your home in such a way that you would actually attract multiple offers, right? And so next time we'll do a show on how to price it so you can attract more buyers and who would be interested in buying your property.
Okay. Next point, cut the clutter. Go through every room and move as much as possible into places that cannot be seen. If your home is smaller, which is why you're selling to a bigger place, there are very inexpensive places where you can actually store. In a warehouse, storage a place, you can store things out of the way so people can see your home, what it really is.
Right, so important.
Very.
Because if you have a home that's cluttered, that is going to cause your home to appear smaller. Remember, the buyer is going to try to visualize his or her own stuff in that property. Now, if there is clutter everywhere, number one, it doesn't look very nice. Number two, it's going to cause your home to appear smaller, right? You want to give the impression to your buyer that, your home is open and it is spacious and they can fit, because they're going to try and see how their furniture is going to fit in that space, right? And so this might also be a good idea to get rid of some of the stuff that has been, stored up in your home for such a long time, right? One of the things that we did last year, we're not selling our home. We wanted to, create more space in our home because all of us are working from home nowadays, remember? And so how many, I don't even remember how many trailers we filled up and just got rid of the junk, right? It was not really, yeah, it wasn't junk, but, the stuff that has been, accumulating. And we go out, all of us are the same. We go out and we buy this and we buy that and we buy that. And, many times there are things that have been, staying in your home for such a long time. So you can give them away. There are a lot of people who can use it, right? And so you can give them away, you can donate them, you can help somebody, or you can sell some of this stuff if you so desire. But if you choose to sell it on, Kijiji or Craigslist or some of these sites, be very careful who you're dealing with, right? Remember, we've done a show in the past on, some of the potential problems that people can have. So you don't want to be one of them. So be very careful. But if you have stuff that no one wants, you can't sell it, well, maybe you should just send it to the junkyard, right? Go ahead.
Okay. Last but not least, the most important step is to stage the property. Just like if you've gone into a builder's home, you see how it's like a designer property? You can do that. It's not expensive. You call me and I can tell you exactly what to do, who to contact. We have a variety of experts who do home staging. They can consult you. They can rearrange your furniture, and your home will look like a model home.
That's what you want, right? When you walk into a builder's model home,
That's right.
people always want to buy that because it looks so nice, right? There was a time when staging was not even heard of. Then staging became something that only few people did, right? Now it has become almost standard.
Absolutely.
And so if your home is not staged, right? And here's a big tip. Sometimes everybody wants to save money, right? And I'm also one of them. Everybody wants to save money. But sometimes some money is required to be spent so you can get maximum return.
That's right.
Right? And so staging is one of those things that can help you get so much more money, because if the buyers really love your property, they will probably be willing to pay more for it.
That's right.
Which will be, maybe twice or three times the money that you would have spent on staging, because staging is not that expensive.
And that is happening a lot these days, and this will maximize that. It will maximize your profits. So last but not least, to reiterate that having the right real estate agent who will pivot and be the manager or the CEO of all these operations is absolutely vital.
Can't emphasize that enough, right? Sometimes, some people, not all, talk about realtors, as not so, not so necessary or whatever, right? And when the internet came, everybody said, "Oh, realtors are going to be redundant. Nobody's ever going to use realtors. They take so much money. They just put the home on the internet. Well, we can do that without having to pay someone, right?" Well, look, it hasn't happened. You know why? Because realtors are very, very important to the industry, and most of all, they're very important to you, because they know how to navigate through these very difficult times sometimes, and sometimes, real estate transactions, close smoothly, but sometimes some things do happen.
Some things do happen.
Right? And when those things happen, you want someone navigating through those troubled waters who's been through these troubled waters before, because then they can help you to get to the other side.
That's right.
Right? Very, very important. Always look at them as people who are very valuable to you, because home is your biggest asset.
That's right.
You don't want to gamble with that, right?
No.
And realtors are top professionals, right? And they go to school, they're held accountable for their actions. And, okay, I can hear you say, well, there are some bad realtors. Okay, there are some bad realtors, just like there are bad doctors, there are bad lawyers, bad people are in every industry. We're not talking about them, right? Bad people cannot stay in the market, right? They will be driven out sooner or later. We're talking about realtors as professionals that you need to have in your corner, right? Remember, there have been times when a deal didn't close on a Friday. Most transactions, close on a Friday. Well, if it didn't close on a Friday, well, the lawyers are gone, the banks were closed. Who was helping the client through all of that? We, the realtors,
That's right.
right? And so the story goes something like this. We had a client who had a property and he wanted to sell his house, and he sold his property and he was really happy. But the guy who bought the house, his realtor didn't do his job. Okay, so
I
here's
remember
someone
that. Yeah.
who was not really, experienced, let's say. And the reason when we didn't close, well, the lawyers just called and said, well, the deal is not going to close. So we will find out what needs to happen on Monday. So the lawyer was gone. The banks closed. Well, we had to then sit down with this a realtor, buyer's realtor, and find out what had happened. And then over the weekend, found a solution for them. And on Monday, we closed the deal, right? So this is a true story that actually happened to us. That's why realtors are important, right? And so always look at them as your friends, as your allies. They're not here to take advantage of you, right? Because they want your business and they want you to refer business to them. If they take advantage of you, well, that will be one and only transaction, right? And no professional would ever do that. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right.
That's it. I am complete, and I'm just going to invite you that we, myself, Molly, and I, if you need our services, we do complimentary home evaluations. Nowadays, it might have to be virtual. However, we provide all of these services and more. And if you call me, if you contact me at the email below there, I can send you a list of things that you need to do to get your home up and ready for success. 5 points and more, the secrets of getting the highest profit on your home. We're here to help.
Absolutely. Always in your corner, looking out for you, wishing you and your family once again a very happy and a prosperous new year. Thank you so much, Jay. This was so valuable, and I'm sure our viewers are going to benefit from this great information. We have lots more for you. Don't go anywhere.